Hey folks, welcome back to another Dice Tower preview. I'm Mark, and today we're taking a look at the Flames of Fafnir, which is brought to you by Lucky Duck Games. It's for 1 to 4 players, ages 14 and up, and games generally run about 90 to 120 minutes. Blinded by his thirst for power, Fafnir, the second-born heir, turned himself into a dragon and attacked the village to dethrone his brother and burn down his kingdom. Warriors, your king has summoned you for a desperate battle. The village is under attack. The malevolent dragon Fafnir is blasting fireballs against it. You, the players, represent heroes wandering across the map to gather resources that you can use to build defensive buildings to protect the castle. And resources can also be used to complete quests, which provide the magical runes needed to slay the dragon. The Flames of Fafnir is an adventure competitive tower defense survival game with a traitor mechanism. Due to this, it is possible to have all players lose the game. However, if the players overcome the challenges, a single player will be crowned the winner. Will you stand for your kingdom and try to slay the dragon before it destroys the bastions? Or would you rather betray it and join forces with Fafnir? Your main goal here is to gain glory points. Whoever has the most is going to win at the end of the game. However, one player can become the traitor, which means they're going to align themselves with the dragon. Once you hit 15 glory points, you can make that choice by joining forces with the dragon and using its cards and various effects that it has available. But if you do that at 15, you're only going to get 2 cards to work with, where at 20 you get 3, and if you wait till 25 you get 4 cards, where you get to choose what the dragon does. So holding off to be a traitor might be more advantageous, giving you more options as the dragon rider. But in general, this is a cooperative game. You are working together to defeat the dragon if you choose to do so, and then at the end, whoever has the most glory points will be the winner. To defeat the dragon, you will have to destroy all 5 chambers of the dragon's heart. Now, this is represented on the dragon board by 5 different runes. In every game, these are randomized and placed on the board. Why? Because you're going to be attacking left to right. And through the course of the game, the dragon can become more powerful, meaning you might need more than 1 rune in order to defeat that chamber. So, how do you get the runes? Well, you're going to complete quests out on the main battlefield, as well as get artifacts. You'll find those different runes on those tiles and those cards, and then you'll be able to attack the dragon with those. But again, the dragon can gain in strength, cause you to have to do multiples of that. So in order for Fafnir to win the game, and his dragon rider, if there's a traitor, you have to knock over all 5 of the bastions, the protection for the town at the end of the battlefield. So how does that work? Well, the dragon's going to be throwing fire. Not really, but yes, thematically, they're going to be throwing marbles out across the battlefield, rolling across. Now, you as the heroes can also build buildings to help protect the village and the bastions. But once the last bastion is gone, everyone loses, unless there's a traitor riding the dragon. And just this last week, they gave me the upgraded marble components, which made the game still challenging, but also balanced it in a way that you didn't feel just completely overpowered. I definitely think this was a smart choice on their part, and it worked a lot better. So the main board is the battlefield, where you'll be moving along with your heroes, trying to reach the end to attack the dragon, and protecting everything along the way. Quests are placed out along the board for you to interact with and try to fulfill. You've got areas where you'll be collecting different types of resources. So you've got gold, you've got material, and you have soldiers that will give you the different resources you need in order to build buildings. Also on the main battlefield, you have lightning bolts, and wherever you stand next to one of these, one of the available actions to you is Pray to the Gods, where you can move your lightning token, which is around your tree, to gain artifacts and various effects through the game. So based on which one you're standing next to will show how far you can move your lightning token. And at the back of the battlefield is the village you're trying to protect with the bastions. And of course, the other end is the dragon. The dragon does have the ability to move. Based on the cards that are drawn, he may move left or right based on which bastions have been destroyed and so forth. So he does move around the battlefield, and his shots will fire on target for sure. Now, you also have, again, the dragon board, where you have the marbles or the fireballs, which will then be placed into his stomach before he actually fires them. And you've got the upgrade tokens for the different chambers of the heart, as well as some upgrades and things that happen for the dragon as the cards come out. And there's the villager board, where you'll find the artifact cards that you'll be able to draw through the course of the game, and where you'll be tracking our glory points and the fire track. So those are really the basics around the play field, but you have your own player boards. Yes, where you'll be tracking the different types of resources, all the different building types, and your lightning track as you get upgrades and pray to the gods. So there were 4 different types of buildings that you're going to be using. You've got embankments, you've got watchtowers, you've got walls, and you have barricades. Now, each of these is going to give you benefits when you deploy them as well as when they're destroyed. So as an example, for the barricades, when you deploy one of those, you're going to get an artifact card. And as they're destroyed, you're going to be able to peek at different quests. However, when the 3rd barricade is destroyed, you'll get 3 glory points. So each of those buildings will have different benefits for sure, but everything is labeled on your player board as well as the cost, what it costs to put it into play. Rounds and turns in this game move very quick because on your turn you're performing one action and then the next player goes until all players have gone and then the dragon will activate. It's really that simple. Now on your turn you have the choice about moving. You can move and then do the action or do the action and move however you see fit. But if you don't move, you can peek at one of the quests and you'll put one of your eyeballs there showing that you can look at it at any time to remind you about what the quest is needed. We'll take a look at quests in a minute. But so you have a choice. Are you going to move or are you going to peek at a quest? But one of the big things you're going to be trying to do on your turn as an action is gather resources. So you have the different resource squares and you try to position yourself so you have multiple around you because you get to claim resources from each of them. Again, you can only perform one action on your turn, but there are 5 possibilities. Gather resources like we talked about, build a building, you can pray to the gods, go on a quest, or attack the dragon. So to build a building, you're going to take a look at the buildings on your board and choose one, you pay the cost and you can put it into play. Now, if you do something like the embankment, then that will open up more spots for resources as well as giving you extra movement. If your hero is standing next to one of the lightning bolts, you can pray to the gods. And if you do, again, you move that lightning token around the tree and collect your bonuses. Lots of things here, like gathering an artifact card, or you might get glory for the artifact cards you have, glory for buildings in play, or you might be able to move along the fire track, giving you 3 points of glory. Are you going to move closer for the dragon, or are you going to move away to help out the party? Or you can choose to go on a quest and slay the monster. In the case of these level 1s, we have spiders, which will give you 1 glory point if you defeat the spider. Now, you flip it over and you'll see the cost at the top. Can you pay 2 troops and 1 material? You'll then succeed. However, there is an epic side here. The left side of the token will show you what you need in order to get the epic quest fulfilled. And here, if you have a destroyed building, then you can pay 2 less in materials or troops and get a bonus of 2 glory points. So each of the different quests are going to work and behave very differently, but you'll hang on to this token because here we have the green rune, which when discarded, when you're fighting the dragon, will help you defeat that particular rune in his chamber of his heart. And that last action available to you is attacking the dragon. If you're on his line, you can attack him if you have the right runes for that particular chamber of his heart. You'll discard tokens or cards in order to use those and attack. And if you defeat that chamber, you'll flip over the token and you'll gain 3 glory points for that. So you hope to do that with all the chambers of the heart in order to win the game. But after all the players have taken their turn, then the dragon gets to go. The dragon will draw a card, and there's a series of symbols, actions on this card that the dragon will perform. It could mean the dragon just moves, or the dragon might gain in strength, but we draw this card, and the first thing we see here is that you put a small fireball in his stomach. Now, if there's any quest spots that don't have tokens on them, you'll fill them with the next level quest, and then you'll put a large fireball in his stomach, and finally he will attack. By dropping the marbles into the dragon, they'll roll across the battlefield and you have to take the consequences that come along with that. You can knock over bastions, move your characters. If your characters are bumped out of their square, that means they battled the dragon and you're going to get glory points for that. But any of the bastions that get knocked over are going to be taken out of the game. Same with buildings that you put in play. If they're even on a line of the square they're in, they're taken out of play. But again, you get bonuses for your buildings being destroyed and so forth as you're helping out the town and everything. But as those marbles roll across the battlefield and land into the town, then there's even more spots areas in the town that will strengthen the dragon. So that's just an overview, the basics of play. Lots going on in this game. As you dive in and go on the different quests, you get the different buildings in play, lots of bonuses to be had as you do that to build up your characters, which I love, and artifacts. Artifacts we barely talked about. These are fantastic. They're not just for battling the dragon, the chambers of the dragon's heart, but these artifacts will give you powers and strengths, and it might require you to discard a card in order to get the benefit, but they do a various number of things, and they can really aid you in your quest to defeat the dragon. Alright folks, just a reminder once again, this has been a Dice Tower paid preview, and everything you've seen here has been in prototype form, so keep a close eye on the campaign for any changes that still may occur. Now, with that said, the artifact cards also can give you glory points at the end of the game if you hold on to them, so it might be advantageous to not always use their abilities. So I really like the flow of this game, how quick it plays, and how easily you can engage with the different actions. They all make sense, and how you're trying to build up your characters and go after the dragon, or perhaps you're just trying to be the traitor. It's a really interesting twist of how that works, but I definitely like the cooperative nature of it, and then just finding that ultimate winner at the end, and of course, dropping the fireballs into the dragon is just that epic moment in gaming. But folks, ultimately, if this looks like something of interest to you, I'm sure that I appreciate your support. So I think that's it for me, and until next time, we'll see you at the table.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching this video. If you like this review or whatever you just watched, wasn't it amazing? Check out our channel, Dice Tower. We have all kinds of things. We review games, we do top 10s, we play games live. It's all about board games, but especially the people who play them. Check out Dice Tower YouTube channel.